Imagine waking up one morning, walking through your city, and realizing there are almost no children. The playgrounds are empty, schools are closing, entire neighborhoods are growing older, year after year. This isn't science fiction, it's happening right now. Every year, millions of babies are born around the world, but in one country, guess why? Births have fallen so dramatically, that experts believe its population could shrink for generations, and if nothing changes, the consequences may affect the entire economy. At first, it doesn't seem like a big problem, fewer children. So what? But when fewer babies are born, something much bigger begins to happen. The workforce shrinks, the economy slows down, entire towns begin to disappear. The country we're talking about is Japan. For decades, Japan has been one of the world's most advanced economies, a globally leader in technology, innovation, and quality of life. Yet today, it faces one of the biggest demographic crises in human history. Every year, Japan loses more people than it gains, more funerals than births, more empty homes, again, than young families. But here's the surprising part. Japan isn't the only country heading in this direction. And by the end of this video, you may realize your country could be next. For years, many people believed Japan's problem would eventually solve itself, but it never did. Instead, every new generation became smaller than the one before, and today, the country is facing a reality that once seemed impossible. So, why are so few babies being born? The answer isn't simple. It isn't because people suddenly stopped liking families, or because they don't love children. The real reasons are much deeper, and they begin with modern life itself. Young adults are working longer hours than ever. Many spend years building their careers before they even think about starting a family. By then, marriage is delayed. Children are delayed, and for some, they never happen at all. Then comes the financial pressure. Housing is expensive. Childcare is expensive. Education is expensive. For many couples, having one child already feels like a huge financial commitment. Having 2 or 3 feels almost impossible. But here's the most surprising part. This isn't just Japan anymore. Countries like South Korea, Italy, Spain, and even parts of China are beginning to face the same challenge. Different cultures, different governments, yet the exact same trend. And that raises an important question. What happens when an entire generation stops having children? At first, the effects were almost invisible. A few fewer children, a few empty classrooms, nothing that seemed truly alarming. But over time, those small changes began to reshape the entire country. Across Japan, hundreds of schools have closed because there simply aren't enough students. Entire villages are disappearing. Some neighborhoods have become so quiet that they feel frozen in time. Not because people moved away, because there were no young families left to replace the older generation. Then came another problem. You raise a shrinking workforce. Every year, more people retire than enter the job market. Companies struggle to find employees. Hospitals need more nurses. Factories need more workers. But there simply aren't enough young people. To keep the economy running, Japan has turned to technology. Robots now help in factories, restaurants, warehouses, and even nursing homes. Not because robots are replacing millions of workers, but because in many places there simply aren't enough workers to replace, and the consequences go even further. Fewer workers mean fewer taxpayers. Fewer taxpayers make it harder to support an aging population. Healthcare costs rise, pension systems face increasing pressure, and governments must somehow provide more services. With fewer people paying into the system, the question is no longer can Japan solve this problem, it's whether any country can. For a long time, many people believed this was only Japan's problem, but today, the same warning signs are appearing across the world. Birth rates are falling in dozens of countries, some faster than anyone expected. South Korea now has one of the lowest birth rates on Earth. Italy's population has been shrinking for years. China, after decades of rapid growth, is now facing a population decline for the first time in generations. Even countries that once had fast-growing populations are beginning to slow down. No one knows exactly what the future will look like. Some experts believe artificial intelligence and automation will help replace missing workers. Others believe governments will rely more on immigration. And some argue that societies will simply have to adapt to a world with fewer people. But one thing is already certain. Population isn't just about numbers. It affects everything. The economy, healthcare, schools, housing, innovation, and even the future of entire nations. For decades, the world worried about having too many people. Now, some countries face the exact opposite problem. Not enough children, not enough workers, not enough people to replace those growing old. A challenge. Few imagined just a generation ago. The question is no longer, how many people can a country support? It's becoming, can a country survive when fewer people are born every single year? The answer may shape the future of the 21st century. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for more videos exploring history, economics, and the hidden forces shaping our world. Because sometimes the biggest changes in history happen quietly, long before most people notice them.